Hello everybody, it's Nikki, and today I'm here with a birthday book haul. Yay! I ordered them before my birthday, but because of everything, it was a little slow getting here. So, let's get started. It's a little bit of a mix, I think, between fantasy and historical stuff. So, the first one is 1215, the year of Magna Carta. And this is basically about the year 1215 and the events leading up to King John Lackland signing the Magna Carta, and the Magna Carta is what the Declaration of Independence is based on, kind of. I think I remember reading that somewhere. So, but obviously only for the rich, probably much like the Declaration of Independence. So yeah, the book is smaller than I expected. It's like a little square, but it's cute. I love it. I love this kind of stuff. So when I was looking for history books, they have they have a bunch of ones with the years, and I added a bunch of World War II ones, and then I went back and I'm like, I don't really like World War II, but anything before that, I'm good to go. So yeah, this is fantastic. This sounds great, because I learned about it. You learn about it in history, but not really, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's go. Let's talk more shit about King John Lackland. Dick. Next I have Blood of an Exile. It got bent a little bit in shipping, which is annoying, but fine. Nothing little tape can't fix. I got the first Witcher book, and that was all beat up on the back, and I just taped it. So I mean, it's really annoying that it's on the front cover, but it'll be like this, so no one will see it. And this, I've heard good things about. It is a fantasy, and it is about Bershad, I believe. That's how you say it, and he is a dragon slayer. Well, I love dragons, so maybe not a good dragon, the good thing. He was stripped of his titles and sentenced to violent hunts, and he only lives to stalk dragons, slaughter them, collect their precious oil, and then go back. And then the king who sentenced him says, go kill this other dude and you can be free from this torture. So, there's a seedy criminal underworld? Yes, those are my favorite. In fantasy books, that's awesome. Yes, I think this is a series as well. So, but look at that cover. That's probably supposed to be Bershad, but look at those. That must be how many dragons he's killed. And maybe this one on his shoulders, the biggest one he's killed. That's cool. That is cool. We'll put that carefully because I have to tape it. Next up is Invisible, the forgotten story of the black woman lawyer who took down America's most powerful mobster. I first saw this on Goodreads, I think maybe in June, when, even though it was published in October, or 2018, I think a new edition was coming out, and because it was in June when the Black Lives Matter movement was picking up steam, and Goodreads was recommending a bunch of books, and this one caught my eye because she's a forgotten black woman lawyer who took down a mobster. We can remember Elliot Ness? That's the wrong one, isn't it? No, yeah, we can remember Elliot Ness, but not her. So she was a prosecutor as well, the granddaughter of slaves, shocker. New York in the 1930s. She went up against Lucky Luciano. Fuck me. Thomas E. Dewey selected her. She was the only member of his team who was not a white male. Shocking. Her name is Eunice Hutton Carter. Stephen L. Carter's grandmother. Like, if nobody else is going to write about your badass family, you might as well, right? I believe Stephen Carter's written other things as well. Yes, down here. The Emperor of Ocean Park. And her, obviously, she was made her a famous black woman in the 1940s, but obviously the 1940s. So this tells the true story of a woman who remained unbound even as she found her path often blocked. Eunice Carter never accepted defeat, and thanks to her grandson's remarkable book, her long-forgotten story is once again visible. So yeah, we love badass women, we love badass lawyers, and we love taking down the mob. Next up is the Phoenix Empress, and I've seen this somewhere before, but I can't remember where. Oh. I think this is the first in a series. Let me check, because I'm looking at it now. And I don't know. Okay, this is the second one, but that's fine. I found sometimes on websites they don't like list if this is 1 or 2. So this is the sequel to The Tiger's Daughter, I think. Or it could be set in the same universe. Oh no, it is a sequel. Okay. That's fine. I can buy the other one. But yeah. I wanted to read The Tiger's Daughter anyway. So, and I've done that before. I bought, The Hallowed Hunt, I think it is, by, Lois McMaster-Bujold, and I mean, that's like the first in the timeline, but it's like the third book written, and it would probably make more sense if you read it last. So, yeah. The Tiger's Daughter, excuse me, is about an empire that has conquered every land, but they fail to notice a lurking darkness festering within the people. Demons. Remaining tribes of nomadic peoples retreat and protect their own, exchanging inheritance through dynasties. It's up to 2 young warriors raised together across borders since their prophesied birth to save the world. This is the story of an infamous warrior and a spoiled divine warrior empress. I am not going to attempt to say those names out loud because I am pretty sure I'm going to butcher them. And this one is the sequel. And there's the empress is now like questioning everything, and her warrior friend is like going through trials, and then they have to, and they're like forced apart, but they have to come back together. So yeah, I'm not mad about this buy actually. So, ooh, that was big. I can get that somewhere. Don't even worry about it. Next I have The Third Horseman, a story of war, weather war, and the famine history forgot. This is about 1315 when it started to rain, and then it was 7 disastrous years that followed, and Europeans were like, fuck, it's the apocalypse, basically. So, like, the plague basically probably showed up too, because the plague always shows up. There were floods, ice, failures of crops and cattle, epidemics not of just disease, but of pike, sword, and spear, so that's a war. 6 million lives, 1/8 of Europe's total population. And then the author, William Rosen, tells the story of the oft-overlooked Great Famine. I don't even know if I've heard of this, like, in a history book, probably, but yeah, just, I mean, and look at the cover. It's so interesting. Who's the third horseman? I know the 4 horsemen. Death, war, famine, pestilence? Is this... Okay, the third horseman must be famine. Because I think death was the first horseman. I'm not sure. I always think death should be the 4th horseman. Like, I'm interested in the 4 horsemen. I even played the video games about that. Because war, famine, and pestilence all lead to death. But maybe that's why he's the first one. Because everything dies. I don't know why I think about that a lot. The 4 horsemen, not death. Next I have Knight of the Silver Circle by Duncan M. Hamilton, the book 2 of the Dragon Slayer. I did a little review about it in a wrap-up. Dragon Slayer was the first book, because I was like, oh my god, the cover! And what did I gave it 3 stars, and it ended in a way that I kind of really wanted to know what happened, so that's why I got this. Also, this cover is amazing. It didn't really, like, call to me, like the blue on blue, but then also down here there's a gold one, so... And maybe that's like a good dragon because it's facing the opposite way. I don't know. So this is a sequel, and I'm not sure when it picks up, but Gil and Celine are working together and like coming to terms with what happened. The bishop is on a quest for power, and then there are more dragons that they have to kill, because why the fuck should you even try to talk to a dragon? Next I have Black Leviathan. Oh, that's very shiny. I didn't know this was translated, so that's cool. I've seen this before as well, and it's about dragons, but it's Moby Dick in dragon form. So I don't know if that's supposed to be Ishmael or Ahab. I guess I'll find out, but I'm pretty sure this big old beast is supposed to be Moby Dick. But in this one he is called Gargantuan, because he's a big boy. Just a big boy. So there's a coastal city, and Leon it works in the city, and he helps to power the ship. He makes an enemy of a dangerous man, and he has to set out on a Drachenjäger, or dragon hunter, so that might be German, I think, because I took German for a little bit. He chooses the wrong ship. Its fanatic captain, Aderon, hunts more than just any dragon. His goal is the firstborn Gargantuan, and he is prepared to sacrifice everything for revenge. So then I don't have to read Moby Dick, because I can read it in dragon form, and it'll be good. But look at that big boy dragon. I mean, the cover's just great as well. I'm always intrigued by a cover, and then I find out what it's about. Oh. Oh, okay. The book's got bent. I'm a little worried. Next, I have book 2 and 3 of the Draconis Memora series. Yes, I haven't read the first one. I did read a couple chapters and I did like it. So this just continues. It looks like at the end of the first book, shit gets real. I have the first book. But it's under some other books, so we won't. And it looks like a dragon wakes up and then is like, hey, how are you doing? And then wants to burn the world down. So your 3 characters from the other book sort of split up and try to fix everything. And the third one, so this one is the Legion of Flame, and this one is the Empire of Ashes. So this is, again, just a continuation. But it looks like they get some ancient knowledge, revolutionary technology, and unexpected allies. Saving the world will require sacrifice, as our main characters will see all they know either consumed by flames or reborn from the ashes. Although, don't get me wrong, I love a dragon book. And I have to love a book that is apparently steampunk naval fiction. Right there, if you'll focus. There you go. But I am sort of tired of dragons being the bad guys. I'm just saying. Dragons are good boys and girls. Sorry. I got some, I don't know if you can see right here, chair arm cushions for my birthday. And they're just velcroed on and sometimes they slip. So I have to fix them. Because these arms are falling apart. Alright. Some more. Next I have the Badass Librarians of Timbuktu and their race to save the world's most precious manuscripts. Ugh. Ooh. 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 Look. I believe this is real. 1980s. To save precious centuries-old Arabic texts from Al-Qaeda, a band of librarians in Timbuktu pulls off a brazen heist worthy of Ocean's 11. Nice. So it's 1980s. Abdel Qadir Haidara, I think, journeyed from the Sahara along the Niger River, tracking down and salvaging tens of thousands of ancient Islamic texts. Why would the Al-Qaeda want to destroy Arabic texts? Oh, it probably doesn't go with what they think, so they're like, burn it! His goal was to preserve this crucial part of the world's patrimony in a gorgeous library, but then Al-Qaeda showed up. Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda. It tells the story of how a mild-mannered archivist and historian from the legendary city of Timbuktu became one of the world's greatest and most brazen smugglers. That's cool. That's cool. Make a movie about this. What the... This is like a real national treasure. They snuck all 350,000 volumes out of the city to safety. Wow. So, yes. Why is this not a movie? Honestly. Next we have Blood Moon, an American epic of that said or, of war and splendor in the Cherokee Nation. I have a fondness for the Cherokee Nation. Both my father and grandmother claimed heritage from them, and if it can be believed, I am somehow Cherokee on my grandmother's side through Ancestry.com, but since I can't prove it, because I have looked it up, like how to do it, and the Cherokee Nation, and I think a couple others, especially ones that were moved in the Trail of Tears, they require your name or a family name to be on a roll, and if it's not there, you can't claim it. So since I have no actual physical proof, I don't claim Cherokee ancestry, but I like the culture of the tribe. I find it very interesting. I find all Native American history very interesting. But yeah, that's enough talk for me. Let's talk about the book. So, this is the story of a century-long blood feud between two rival Cherokee chiefs, from the early years through the infamous Trail of Tears and into the Civil War. That's also why I got it, because I did not know that Native Americans fought in the Civil War. They don't ever talk about that. The two men's mutual hatred shaped the tragic history of the tribe far more than anyone, even the reviled President Andrew Jackson. Fuck Andrew Jackson, like, big time. Two rival Cherokee chiefs emerged to fight for control. One of the men, known as the Ridge, short for he who walks on mountaintops. Oh, because mountaintops have a ridge. I got it. The other, John Ross, is descended from Scottish traders and looks like one. Pale, modern clothes, and speaks not a word of Cherokee. They negotiate with almost every American president from George... How the old are they? Jesus! George Washington through Abraham Lincoln. And then... So... Yeah. I don't know enough about Native American history. So this... And when you do get Native American history, it's like big picture. Or like in Invisible, when you get African American history, it's big picture, and then they talk about the really famous people, which is fair enough. Those people deserve to be famous, but you don't hear about black women lawyers who took on the mob, and you don't hear about the Ridge and John Ross who fought each other, and it was that, I mean, that's cool stuff. History is cool because of the people, not necessarily because of what happened. You know what I mean? Okay, last history book. The Girl on the Velvet Swing, Sex, Murder, and Madness at the Dawn of the 20th Century. I feel like I picked this up because of the title, and I got a book, I think I talked about it before, about Chicago, and how there was a female reporter in Chicago at the time of like all these women killing their husbands and boyfriends, and that's how you got the play. So I thought this was like that, but then I read the inside cover, and I remembered I'd heard about this case before. So, Evelyn Nesbit is a chorus girl in 1901. She's 16 years old, and she meets Stanford White, who's an architect. He was 47. He was a celebrity in his day. Nesbit lost consciousness and awoke to find herself naked in bed with White. Telltale spots of blood on the bedsheets told her that White had raped her. She told no one until years later she confided in Harry Thaw, a millionaire playboy who would become her husband. Thaw shot and killed White in 1906 before hundreds of theater-goers at Madison Square Garden, a building White had designed. I mean, karma. And then there's a trial about it. Most Americans agreed that Thaw had been justified, but the DA expected to send him to the electric chair. 11, Evelyn. Fuck. Nesbitt's testimony was so explicit and shocking that Teddy Roosevelt, the president at the time, called newspapers not to print it verbatim. The murder of White cast a long shadow. Thaw later attempted suicide, and Nesbitt struggled with an addiction to cocaine. So, yeah, I saw this. I think, you know how you get on Wikipedia and they talk about, like, murders or unsolved cases of, like, the olden days? And then this sort of sent me down there, and I'm like, ooh, interesting. So, but that was just, like, the Wikipedia article. This is obviously researched, and that's her right there. And then that's probably White, because he's old, and that is her Playboy husband. So, yeah. Fun times. Okay, 3 more books to go. Gotta stay hydrated. Next, I have The Name of All Things by Jen Lyons. This is the sequel to the other book. I know what it is. The Ruin of Kings, which I gave 4 stars to. Okay, so this is after the first one, obviously, and Kieran is a wanted man. He set demons free across the world, and he's been on the run ever since. He meets a mysterious woman who claims to know him. She wants him to help against... She wants him to help her, and there's like a secret rebellion, a dragon, and then his old enemy, a wizard. The woman, Janelle, believes that the wizard possesses an artifact, the cornerstone called the Name of All Things. Which is probably bad, because if you have the name of all things, then it seems like you control all the things. And then the wizard wants Kieran, because they're like old ancient enemies or something. So, yeah, I wonder if it's written like the other one was, which I thought was pretty cool. Ooh, there's a map. Ooh, there's a bunch of maps. I love maps. I think I've said that before. But I love maps. And so I think there's only oh, there's gonna be 4? Yes. The third one just came out, The Memory of Souls, and it looks like the 4th one is called House of Always. Da-da-da. I wonder if that's the... It might be the end, because it's the series that began with The Ruin of Kings. But it's also called The Chorus of Dragons. And this has our first dragon. I don't remember... No? I lie, there was a dragon in the Ruin of Kings. So... And dragons like singing, apparently. Yes. And there was a cover. Of course, I read it. I do like that The Memory of Souls has an elephant on it. Because elephants have a good memory. Next I have Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pau Preto, I believe. And this is the first in a series. Most of these are either firsts or sequels or standalones. Crown of Feathers. Goodreads is being very slow today. Or did I not click on it? Oh, there we go. And I believe the second book came out this year, Heart of Flames, and the third one is Wings of Shadow. And all of the covers look fantastic. So, I know I've seen this around, but I don't know if anybody's ever reviewed it. They just like bought it, or they got it from like an Owl Crate, because I know Owl Crate and Fairy Loot or Luma Crate had like some really gorgeous covers. And this is about Legendary Warriors of Phoenix Riders. And a war rips two warrior queens apart. They were sisters. Veronica? I think that might be Veronica and it's just spelled differently. But if you know how to say it, let me know. She wants to become a Phoenix Rider. Even if that means disguising herself as a boy. Oh, I love that. I love that. The Empire has learned of the Rider's return and intends to destroy them all at once. And it's interspersed with the story of a Valkyria. I don't know if I said that right. Ashfire, the last Rider Queen, who would rather see her empire burn than have it fall into her sister's hands. Oh, that's so cool. Like, it's just a cool premise, you know, riding phoenixes. So, I like it. I like it a lot. And finally, we have the Half-Drowned King. I believe this is part of a series. It'd be nice if I could spell. And I feel it's a Viking. Yes, okay. So this is the first. And there are 3, the Sea Queen and the Golden Wolf. So yeah, this is Viking. Obviously, there's a little Viking boat. And this is about Ragnvald. Oof. Istinian's son, descendant of kings. He thought he would take his father's place as chief, but he is betrayed and left for dead in Ireland because of his greedy stepfather. I'm just gonna call him Rag because I don't know if I can keep pronouncing that. He wants to avenge his stepfather's betrayal, claim his birthright and the woman he loves, and rescue his sister, Svanhild. Opportunity may lie with Harold of Vestfold, a young warrior prophesies one day to rule all of Norway. I think there was a King Harold who united them. And then Rag, his duty is to fight. Svanhild must agree to an advantageous marriage, though her spirit yearns to see the world. That might be one of the second books about the Sea Queen. Olaf has arranged a husband for her, a hard old man she neither loves nor desires. And then she gets to escape, and she's forced to make a heartbreaking choice, family or freedom. So, yeah. And it is by someone who can trace their ancestry back to Harold Fairhair, the first king of Norway. So, yes, I'm excited for all of these. I can't wait to read them after I read all the other books. Don't look at me like that. I know I have a book problem. And I bought some more for Christmas. We buy them early because of the Black Friday sales, and then we just keep them in the corner over there until Christmas. That way I'll have forgotten what I bought. So, fun times. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!